Hey y'all, you're back. What's going on? I'm back. And you came to see your girl. She's here. Y'all listen, I know I haven't posted it's been what? A week or something like that? A week? I don't know. It's been something like that. Listen, I'm recording on my phone. So it's every time I try to go and post my YouTube video, it's talking about something, oh, you don't have no storage. Yes, I do. I very much do. And it keep making me delete stuff that I don't want to delete. So I'm gonna have to eventually, because this is what I want to do, go get me a camera. Exactly. Okay, so let's get right into this video. Oh, and if you're new, I'm Kiana Chanel. Nice to meet you. Okay, let's get into this video. Okay, so basically in today's, y'all get into the braids. I did them myself. I did them. I gave the girls I don't know, I just tried it out. I said, let me see if I can do this myself. And get into these edges. Get into it. Anyway, so today's video is just a part 2 to last video. The last video was about relationships, dating, healing, all that stuff. So then this video is gonna be part 2 to that, just a little add-on. I'm gonna try and not make it as long. Excuse me. But I got my notebook so I can stay on track. You know, of course I'm gonna speak what comes to my mind at the same time, but this is really just to keep me on track. And yeah, so without further ado, again, for real, let's go to the first point I wrote down. Okay, so the first point I wrote down was, we're young. Most of us that are dating, y'all, we're young. We're what, in our teens, early 20s. A relationship should not be our main focus. Yes, you can desire it. Yes, you can want a relationship, but we should not be mainly focused on the relationship. And that goes for girls and boys. And this video is more so targeted towards, you know, people around my age and younger than me, because I need y'all to know, we're young. It's time to reach our goals, find ourselves, find our identities, learn to love ourselves, to really become confident. There's so many things to do while we're young that we don't really need to keep chasing after a relationship, because at the end of the day, you know, God has already went ahead of us. He knows what we need and who we need. So when he feels like we're ready for a relationship, he's going to bring that relationship to us. Period. And that's just what it is. So in the meantime, while we're young, there's so many things that can be done. And if God brings you your person at a young age, he will do that. He will very much do that. So yeah, all I'm saying is, we're young. We still have things to do. Enjoy being single. Being single does not have to be a bad thing. You know how much you can get done while you're single? There's some things that God needs you to do by yourself and learn by yourself before he even puts you in a real relationship. And that's just what it is. So I just want to get that out, because I know with social media and all this stuff, we feel like we're left behind. We feel like we're not moving as fast as we should be, but no, in reality, we're moving at the right pace. In my eyes, I feel like being single is not a bad thing. There's so much work that can be done during your season or seasons of singleness, especially while you're young. So don't rush it. Take your time. Period. That's it. Okay. I just wanted to get that out real quick. That was the first point. Then the next point, I cannot remember if I talked about this in my last video, but I'm trying not to make this video long because it keeps talking about, oh, delete. No, delete for what? Everything I got on my phone, I need it. And I haven't even used half of my storage. I don't like that. So I'm really gonna have to go in and invest me and get a camera. Anyway, so the next point is, do not enter a relationship if you're not ready. Listen, you know, Like I always say, you need to spend time by yourself. There are going to be seasons where it's just going to be you and God until he really brings you a relationship. Like, I know sometimes it's hard to be alone. We don't always want to be alone, but there's times when we need to be alone for a second. We can't always just keep depending on other people for happiness. We have to know that we are enough. We have to find happiness within ourselves from God. Like, if you just got out of a bad relationship, don't go hop into another one, because you haven't done any healing, you know? Healing has to take place. So please, do not jump into a relationship if you're not ready. You're not only doing damage to yourself, but you're doing damage to the other person. And then what does that do? You hurt that person. Now it's just creating cycles, unhealthy cycles. So let's just be mature. But we're growing. We still have things to learn. We still have mistakes to make. So I'm just saying, try and heal. Try and, work on you and focus on you before getting into a real relationship, if that's what you want. And then the next point I have is dating with a purpose. Okay, I want to, because when I was writing these down, I was thinking like, maybe I shouldn't be talking about relationships because I'm only 20. But then again, when God wants to use you, and when God calls you to certain things and you really say yes and allow God into your life, he doesn't care what age you are. He's going to use you. You can be 13, 12, 10. You could be 55, 60, 70. And if he wants to use you, he's going to use you. And he's honestly taught me so much over the past year. So I'm going to talk about what he's taught me. And yes, I still have so many things to learn, but I know I have a lot. I'm going to say this in the most, I don't want to sound cocky when I say it, but I have a lot of wisdom that I may not show. And I'm just very mature for my age. And having him in my life and allowing him to work on me and transform me and build me up, I'm very mature for my age. There's just certain things that I want, even at 20 years old, that most 20-year-olds won't even be paying any mind to. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, dating with a purpose. I'm looking like that because, especially with my generation, it's like we're hopping from relationship to relationship to relationship to situationship to situationship to situationship. What's your goal? Like, what are you doing? And I'm speaking in general. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's your goal? Like, do you want something temporary, or are you dating with a purpose? Like, do you want to, start a relationship, courting and all that stuff, and then do you want to get married? Is that your goal? Like, yeah, that's something to think about too. Like, what are you really doing? Like, what are your intentions? So when you start dating and you want a relationship, ask the other person, what are your intentions? Like, what do you want to do? And if it doesn't match mine, then baby, you gotta go. Hit the door. You gotta go and hit the door. You gotta go and hit the door. No, cause no man.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
I can't, for example, like, say, I'm ready to start dating, for example, and my goal is to be married. I'm not gonna go and talk to somebody that only wants something temporary, that wants a situationship, baby. No, man, I'm not here for that. No. So with that being said, let's go on to the next point. The next point I wrote because this is something I've been experiencing. So I said, why not write it? But it's like, I wrote, not feeling like your prayers are being answered. There's work to be done. So I say that because, you know, sometimes, you know, we pray for a man, a woman, a husband, a wife, a relationship, and we feel like, well, God, like I told you, you know, my heart's desire. I told you that, you know, I desire to be married, that, you know, I do want true love, that I do want to find love. And he very much heard you. The thing is, God, he does not do mediocre things. And when he gives you something, he wants to give you the best of the best. So with that being said, I feel like, well, with me personally, I feel like God has met me where I am. And he's been preparing me for certain things, right? So he's been like, okay, you want a relationship. You've been, okay, let's just say it like that. You've been praying for a relationship. You say, God, I really want love. I want to be married. I desire to be married. And he wants marriage for you. Even in the Bible, it says it's not good for man to be alone. So, you know, during that time, he says, okay, I'm going to give you what you want, but just know you're going to have to go through some things. You're going to have to learn some things, you know. He's going to teach you some things. He's going to instill new desires into you. Work to be done in the meantime. Like, he's going to teach you how to be a wife, mold you into a wife, transform you into a husband, transform you, you know, into a wife. So, like, there's in the meantime of, you know, you feeling like your prayers are not being answered. That's because there's work to be done. He heard you. It's just, it takes time. It really does. It really does. It gets hard. It gets lonely. But there's work to be done. He's not going to give you to his son any kind of way. He's not going to give you to his daughter any kind of way. And that's just what it is. And sometimes we get impatient and we get like, God, okay, I can't take this. Like, I asked you for a husband. Where is he? I asked you for a wife. Where is she? Oh, she's on her way. He's on his way. But there's work that still needs to be done in the both of you. And God will bring you together when it's time. Right. Okay. Y'all with me. I just want to make sure y'all with me. Because I don't want this video to be a long video. Because it needs to be posted. Something that I've been struggling with. So the next point I wrote was, not everybody will notice you or see your value. You may feel hidden or invisible. So, excuse me. For example, you know, God has, you know, really taught me a lot of things about myself. And, you know, like I said, I'm 20 years old, but I don't know. Like, I'm just, like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Like, there's a lot of things that God has taught me, has shown me, has like given me revelation about, and I'm just like, I'm still young. Like, why are you showing this to me now? But then I had to realize, once again, like I said earlier, when God calls you to something, he don't care about your age. If he wants to use you, he's going to use you. Anyway, so that's besides the point. So I remember a long time ago that, you know, I prayed, and when I talk to God in my quiet time, I'm just like, or when I write in my journal, and I remember saying a couple of times, God, save me for, you know, whoever it is that you have for me. I said that. So, and it doesn't help that I am 20, and it doesn't help that I live in a generation where things are rushed and you want this thing now. You know, like with my generation, I feel like we move too fast sometimes and we want things too early. So, yeah, I talked to him about that, and for the past couple of months, no boys have been trying to talk to me. It's like when I am around, like, people, nobody's paying any mind to me, so I felt incredibly, like, hidden and invisible. But I had to remember, like, girl, you do know you asked for that, right? Like, you asked for that. It may not look like the way that you wanted to, but you asked for that, and God's given it to you. So, yeah, and it's like, the people, and when people do try to talk to me, it's people that I don't want to talk to. Like, for example, I'm getting so much better at hearing God and hearing when he's telling me no and yes, especially about people. So when these people decide they want to come and text me and just, no ma'am. I already feel like it's a no. So I just be like, no. Hold on, my mama calling. Sorry y'all, my mama called me. Hold on. Okay, now I forgot what we were even talking about. But I think I was just on the part where I was saying you might feel hidden or invisible. Yeah, you might. You might. And especially if you're being patient and waiting on God to go ahead of you and do everything for you and make it happen for you, and you're just waiting and being patient like you should, and you're gonna feel hidden, you're gonna feel invisible, because not everybody is meant to see your value. Period. Not everybody's gonna see it. And you gotta be all right with that. You have to be okay with that. On to the next point. Confidence. Confidence. Don't settle. Know your worth, baby. You are a queen. You are a king. Know your worth. Know what you deserve and don't deserve. Know what you deserve to be treated like, and what you don't deserve to be treated like. Period. So yeah, we're not settling. Humbly, remember, humbly. We're humble, not arrogant nor cocky. Just, you know, we should know, and we should work towards knowing what we deserve. And then the next point I wrote was, pay attention to the red flags. God is going to show you the people that you're dealing with. He's going to show you who they are, but it's your choice to believe them or not. Period. He's always going to show you. He's never going to leave you in the dark. He always shows you the people around you and their true character, their intentions. He'll show you. And sometimes we'd be like, oh, you know, you'd be like, I feel like I shouldn't be talking to this person, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, we do that. And that doesn't always end in the best way. So no ma'am. No ma'am. Then the last one that I have for today, seek God first. Even if you don't know how to, let him lead you, let him guide you, let him transform you, let him fix your heart, let him love you, let him heal you, let him help you to forgive. Seek him first, especially, like I said, for my younger girls, you know, that watch. It's okay to be single. It's okay. You know, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. It's okay to be single. And just because you are single, it does not mean something is wrong with you. Seek him first. When you like somebody, when you see someone as potential, as, you know, you see someone like, okay, you know, I like him. I can see something with him. Seek God first, so God can reveal to you their character, their intentions. Yeah, because at the end of the day, God is going to bring you who he wants to, when he wants to. It's all in his time, and his time is the most perfect. And sometimes it feels like it's forever, and like it's never gonna happen, or it's gonna happen. There's just things that need to be done until he does bring you that person. So remember that. All right, that's the end of this video. Sorry it was so not long, but without further ado, let's end this video right. Okay, you ready? Yeah, get into these braids. I'm just playing. Okay, you ready? Secure your crown. Put a smile on your face. Have a great day and slay.
Can't go hold me down. Me a rebel. You can't tell me where fi do, where fi go, how fi dress. Me no papi show. Me a the star, so me a no fan of you. Do what me wanna follow you. Me nah itch up under no man.